And now it's time for your viewer comments. Alwin Dugilang 7007 says, I can't find any MoonSwatch values other than the name Omega and Swiss movement. Swiss movement. Well, that was from the video that I made about comparing the Tissot PRX, the Seiko SKX 5 SKX GMT, and MoonSwatch. And he's saying here that there's no value at all to the MoonSwatch. Again, this is also a reference to the MoonSwatch being a toy watch or a cheap Swiss watch. But the very thing that he actually mentioned here, the name Omega and Swiss movement, that's actually the value of the MoonSwatch. And he is right. Nobody in their mind will be buying this watch if it weren't for the Omega tag on it, and maybe not even the Swiss movement. So if you take away the Omega and MoonSwatch labels on this case, it's just a MoonWatch case in bioceramic with their Swiss chronograph, quartz chronograph movement. So there's nothing really special about that. They're already making these quartz chronographs. It's just in different designs. So yes, that actually is the value of the MoonSwatch. Marcel 7427 says, the metal bracelet also can break the plastic lug. This is in reference to the first full metal GM2100 that I made as a video. Just a context to that, the video I made like a number of months ago is a way for me to show in practical sense what the full metal Casio would look like even before G-Shock released that, because we all know that G-Shock is going to release that, and the moment that they release the GM2100, the half metal or the metal covered Casios, we know that they're going to be releasing a full metal, full bracelet version. And that's why I ordered these aftermarket parts from AliExpress and tried to cram it in that GM2100 design. And I was kind of successful at that, but there are a few hiccups which I pointed out in that short, and that's what he is trying to say here. And yes, he is actually right. If you wear this for an extended period of time, that kind of lug will deteriorate because it's not designed to endure the weight of that full metal bracelet from an aftermarket part, because that case design was meant for a resin or rubber strap. And that is also the big difference when you buy the actual original GMB 2100, because that is completely designed for a metal bracelet. And you could actually see that because the metal bracelet has these struts that actually support the lug from underneath, and not to mention that it's a full metal case design and not just metal covered as the one that I have. But let me get that. Okay, so here it is. It's still endured after months of use, but at the same time, this is quite a unique version, because up until today, these full metal or full silver bracelet and case design does not come with this metallic blue dial. So that's the uniqueness of this watch, and I'm quite happy with how it turned out. It's still getting some wrist time from me, and I have no doubt that one day G-Shock will come up with a similar design, but you know, the proper G-Shock way, because again, the back is not metal covered. It's a back plate from the GM2100s. And then also, not to mention that I had to sacrifice two GM2100s to get this. And it's worth it. I think it's worth the price. And for the enjoyment of not just wearing that, but modding it also, is something that I cannot get from simply buying the original. Modding it and making my idea or concept manifest in reality. You know, unlike your Tissot PRX ideas, I could actually wear this. But again, also, like what I've said before, I'm going to buy a GMB 2100, and after handling Dich's 2100 full metal Casio, I'm really more motivated now to get one, especially at a discount price. Nirujan Gunathan San 2366 says, I'm really bad at pronouncing these long names. Let me try again. Nirujan Gunathasan. One more time. Fourth time. Niruja last. Niruja Gunathasan 2366 says, you do realize that in your mod, only the bezel is metal, where else on the GMB 2100, the whole case is made with metal. Yes, I realize that, and I know that, and I actually pointed that out and in a follow-up video, that the reason why to buy the GMB 2100. Yeah, I only mentioned a number of things or reasons why not to buy, and I try to limit the content to a more palatable watch segment or range, you know. But yes, that is true. The GMB 2100 is a full metal case design. It's an actual full redesign rather than just refitting of the carbon core inner case from the GMB 2100. So that is the benefit of the GMB 2100. And at the same time, also, the finishing on the bracelet, the moment that I held it and compared it with Dich's own GMB 2100 gold model, the quality is as far away from what the AliExpress and some of the aftermarket mods can bring. So there's still a lot of value for you to buy and get the GMB 2100, and yes, and one of them is being a full metal case design, and that is not a knock on G-Shock nor in the commenter who I couldn't pronounce the name, but it is right. That is a benefit of having a full metal case design, and that's why too many people modding a GM 2100 is not good enough, you know, and I respect that. I can get that. You're not gonna be banned for the show for questioning my logic there. MSZH7111 says, what do you think of the leather strap of the Tissot PRX he's talking about here? Is it worth buying? And here it is. Here are the leather straps. They still look good, and yes, the short answer is it's worth buying. These leather straps from Tissot are quite amazing. Not only are they branded, but at the same time they have this gorgeous taper, you know, that really blends well with the PRX, you know. And also notice that I have the ice blue Powermatic PRX now, courtesy of Shibas, of course, and this will be reviewed soon, so stay tuned for that review. But that's the thing about this. This could actually, this is for my quartz PRX, but it actually can fit the Powermatic PRX. So now I have actually two sets of metal bracelets, and one is completely stock, and it's not going to be scratched, and it's going to remain like that. And whenever I feel like, you know, switching between my quartz PRX and the Powermatic PRX, the ice blue PRX, I could easily do that if I could get my nails to actually, like, you know, the moment that I say that I can easily do that, of course, the spring bars would not cooperate. But there you go. You see? Actually, when I got this ice blue PRX, I was wearing my quartz PRX, and my colleague didn't actually need to resize the ice blue PRX because I just simply swapped my bracelet that's already sized to my wrist. And now I have two bracelets for the PRX. One that is stock and still in the box, and this one is the one that I always change up with either my quartz or ice blue PRX. Again, this is going to be in a video review soon, and special thanks to Shibas for making this possible. It's actually very hard to find. So on the leather strap, look, if you look at it on a leather strap, the ice blue PRX might not be as appealing as the full blue sunburst quartz PRX, but it's still nice to look at. It's nice to switch them around. It's something that brings enjoyment to me. But my ultimate goal for this ice blue PRX, Powermatic PRX, is to have it on a white strap. Now, I couldn't bring myself to buy that white strap yet because one of them is costing around $180. I don't remember where it is. It was from Etsy, I think. But what I'm aiming for is that one with the metal end link, not the one from the lug that has just the whole rubber that fits on the 16mm integrated case. So I don't know. We'll see how I'm going to come up with that, and hopefully maybe I can get one at a really, really affordable price. And yes, so back to the topic. The leather strap from Tissot is very much worth it. DH Ruvil Patel 8415 says, fake watch, skull emoji. Okay, he's talking about the Richard Mille Homage. This is where I draw the line when it comes to these words. Many people think that homage watches and fake watches or counterfeit watches are the same. They're not. Homage watches, they're still relatively different to the original, especially these Richard Mille homages, because first and foremost, they weigh twice or three times the weight of an actual Richard Mille. And second, they're not trying to ape Richard Mille in any way, because they're not putting Richard Mille on their dials or on their watches. It's not really the idea, and not to mention that their movements are just basic Miyota movements, which is as far away from the movements that the Richard Milles come from. Now, going back to the topic here, fake watches, counterfeit watches, or replica watches, these are really watches that are trying to imitate the original down to the name and their look. Now, some of them are very, very successful, and some of their super fakes, they have like even grades now and all that. They're really, really scary good, to the point that it's very, very easy to lose sight which one is which. But some of them are really like bad imitations from these manufacturers, because of course, why are they going to spend as much money in producing these watches when their whole idea is to save money by selling these counterfeit, fake, or replica watches for a fraction of the cost of the original? Not to mention that Richard Mille did not come up with the tonneau design as well. They kind of homaged that from a number of existing watches already.